In John 8:58, people commonly think Jesus is claiming to be God Almighty because he uses the phrase I am when speaking of himself, which in the Greek language is written ego eimi. What many people miss, though, is that earlier in John 8:28, Jesus uses exactly the same phrase, yet no one picks up rocks to stone him or accuses him of blasphemy. Do you know why? Because the Greek phrase ego eimi, or I am, is simply the way one identifies oneself in the Greek language. And anyone can use this phrase without any Jew getting confused into thinking that the person speaking was somehow claiming to be God Almighty in the flesh. And do you know why? Because there's no linguistic or etymological link between the Greek phrase ego eimi and the Greek translation of Exodus 3:14, where Jehovah explains the meaning of his name to Moses. Here, the Greek original translation of the original Hebrew phrase in Exodus 3:14, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, uses the Greek term ho-on to describe who Jehovah is, not ego eimi. And ho-on is translated as the one being, or the one who is, in the earliest Greek manuscripts. In fact, the translation I am represents a deliberate mistranslation by hired hands and wicked shepherds who willfully attempt to deceive those who genuinely seek after truth. There is no linguistic link between the phrase ego eimi, or I am, and the identity of Jehovah in Exodus 3:14 to 15. Therefore, dear friends, it would have been literally impossible for anyone listening to Jesus in John 8:28 or 8:58 into thinking he was claiming to be ho-on, because he said ego eimi, which is not our God's personal name. So what? There's clearly another reason why the religious leaders wanted to stone Jesus. Please now go read John chapter 8 and write your ideas why the religious leaders were so upset with what Jesus was saying to them, and record your ideas in the comments section below. Have a fantastic day.